Hey everybody. So I am just coming on to give my opinion, and that's all it is just an opinion, about the Sebastian Rogers case. So I just want to say as a disclaimer that this is my opinion and my speculation only. It has nothing to do with facts as far as, the case investigation or anything like that. This is just my opinion and my speculation of what has transpired from day one all the way till now. So, just to take that in account, no hate, no, no, ill will to anyone or anything. I just want to make that a disclaimer before I start, because I know how crazy this YouTube can get. So my opinion about Sebastian Rogers is I have to keep going back to the search call. I have to keep going back to the search call. The search call through dispatch, which stated, and you can clearly hear the officer say, he went, he was going and searching. Okay, so you have to go back to the dispatch. The police officers that were searching that night said they went, or that morning, so they went over to the construction area, and one of the dispatchers said they found footprints. Okay. The police officer talking to the police officer near the footprints said, he doesn't have shoes on. And the officer that witnessed the footprints said, yes, I found footprints. So I am assuming he knows that he was reporting back that those footprints were barefoot footprints, not shoes footprints. That's just my opinion. They didn't really clarify, but the officer that was talking to him clarified that, that Sebastian was reported with no shoes on. Also, in the dispatch call, the officer said that Sebastian had connections at the White House school, and he would often run there when he would be in trouble, when he would get in trouble. So that says a lot to me. Who is the connection that he has that's going to be there that early in the morning? Where was he going? I mean, if you found footprints, and he often runs to the school when he gets in trouble because he has connections there, what does that mean? And then the final thing for me that I keep going back to is the neighborhood 3 or 4 blocks down. You have witnesses that said that they have witnessed Sebastian walking often past their house, but did not see him the day he disappeared. I didn't know he was going to walkabouts out of his neighborhood. I mean, obviously the kid has tendencies to run away. If he's doing walkabouts 3 or 4 blocks, neighborhoods away from him, he did get out. He did walk around. That's just my opinion. But I'm telling you, that to me says a lot. It says a whole lot. And also, the neighbors reported that they would find Sebastian hiding under cars. Why is he hiding? Is he just playing hide and seek, or is he hiding because he's scared of something? Or is he scared of getting in trouble? You heard both the mom and the stepdad, talk horrible about Sebastian and how he misbehaves and he has lashing outs and he's, So it's almost like they're trying to justify whatever happened. Um, and also, what bothers me is that Chris had said that he hit Sebastian with a belt. Okay, he's autistic. You don't hit autistic, you don't hit children with a belt, but especially a child who's autistic. There are specific ways to punish a child or to redirect a child than to hit them with the belt, because he either A, lied about something, or he forgot his belt, so hit him with a belt. How does that make sense? That to me does not make any sense at all. And he said he only hit him once with the belt. Well, how many times did he get hit without being a belt? How many times was it something else or his hand? Because obviously this doesn't seem like it's the first time he's been hit. And you've got Chris's ex coming on saying that he backhanded her little girl, or her little 5-year-old, for not getting ready on time or something. Backhanded a little child. Somebody backhand one of my kids and you're going to have a problem. That's just all there is to it. I don't care if I've got cancer, if I'm sick, if I'm dying on my deathbed. Somebody hits one of my kids like that, you're going to have a problem. Release the Kraken. That's the truth. So, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know where I sit on this. I don't know what side of the fence I sit. I kind of am teetering on both, that he did run away, and then also teetering on, something more malice has happened to Sebastian. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. But as parents, we teach our children to keep their hands to themselves and don't hit other people because it's not nice, right? But how does it make sense to teach that, but then as a punishment, you hit your child? How does that make sense? You've just told your child not to hit, but then you spank them or hit them as a punishment. That makes zero sense to me. I'm sorry, but 0 sense. And let me tell you, when I grew up, it was not a pretty childhood. My mother, is addicted to medications, and she wasn't really in my kids' lives because I didn't want that. So I know what it's like to live a rough lifestyle. Trust me. So as far as the Sebastian Rogers case, I'm not really quite sure where I sit with that. I want to think that he ran away and he's well and fine somewhere. Someone is harboring him somewhere, but it's been too long. It's been way too long. So either he ran away and met his demise as he ran away. I want to know who he would go to. Who was the person that he had connections to at the White House school when he would get in trouble? Who was that? Who is that person? And why would, the CPS have that case open and believe the parent saying, oh, Sebastian lied about, getting punished. And of course, an abusive parent's not going to be like, oh yeah, I abused my stepchild, or I abused my child. They're not going to say that. No, they're going to say they didn't do it. Of course. And, the sad thing about CPS and about our system is we don't believe our children. We just think that, oh, they're lying, or they're exaggerating. And it was just, a regular kind of punishment. No. CPS, that's not what CPS is for. They are to investigate. And it's sad in our country that our children are crying out for help. And yet, when they get investigated, the parent or the person who's being investigated is believed more than the child. Ridiculous. So I think that is something that needs to be looked at and changed in our country, because that's a lost opportunity to do some justice and not let these children slip through the cracks. Of course, a parent that's abusing a child's not going to say, yeah, I've abused them. Why would they? They're going to get in trouble. Of course, they're going to say the child's lying, the child's exaggerating. And I'm not saying that's the case here on Sebastian Rogers' case. I'm just saying in general, that is what is often happening, as we can see with the Harmony Montgomery case. So as far as my opinion on the Sebastian Rogers case, I don't know. I'm in a toss-up. It's a toss-up for me. I'm not quite sure. I tend to want to lean toward evidence that is presented through the police and through law enforcement. And they're saying that he ran away. They're saying no foul play from either of the parents, the Proudfoots or the Rogers. So I don't know. The scratch marks on Chris Proudfoot's arms are a little sketchy. He says they're bite marks, but those look like scratch marks to me. But that's just my opinion. I told you, that's just my opinion. Don't come after me. No hate, please. No hate. But, so I'm kind of on the fence. I'm listening to both sides, which I think is the smartest thing to do, is to listen to both sides, listen to both evidence, listen to all the interviews that both sides of the parents are doing. But, I don't understand why Katie Proudfoot is not speaking up. It's her son. And as a mother, I can't say what other mothers would do. I can only say what I would do. But I would be singing to the top of the rooftops if it was my child missing. I don't care what kind of hate I would have gotten. I don't care what kind of miswording that people are saying about me. If that was my child and my son, there would be no one stopping me from speaking out and begging. If I thought someone took my child, if I thought someone kidnapped my child or took my child, no one would be able to stop me from begging on local TV, national TV, for them to bring my child back safely. No one. And I have not heard that from anyone. It's all, law enforcement says they think that Sebastian ran away. And he may very well could have and met his demise running away. But I want to know, here's the question of the day. Who is the contact person at the White House High School that Sebastian would always run to when he would get in trouble? Who is the witnesses 3 or 4 or 5 blocks over who often witness Sebastian walking past their house but did not walk past their house that day? Who are these people? That's the question. Who's the contact? Who's the person that Sebastian would run to when he would get in trouble? Who is that? No one has found that out yet, so maybe that's what the investigation needs to go towards. If he thought he was in trouble, I honestly think that maybe he overheard that 3-hour conversation with Katie and Chris Proudfoot, and whatever they were talking about, whatever direction that conversation went to, that Sebastian could hear that conversation. I'm sure. I bet, because kids are sneaky. They'll listen to conversations. And doors to bedrooms, just because they're closed doesn't mean you can't hear a conversation. You can hear conversations pretty clear, and I have an inclination, now this is just my opinion, that if Sebastian did run away, he overheard that 3-hour conversation with Katie and Chris. What was that conversation consisting of? did he not know that Seth was going to take custody of him? I mean, did he not want to go with his biological dad and have his biological dad have custody of him? Or was there something other kind of talk? I mean, 3-hour conversation, you know that boy had to hear some of that conversation. So if he did run away, it may have been because of that conversation and what had happened with the belt situation and the CPS. So I'm not saying he ran away, and I'm not saying that there's been foul play, but police say foul play and police say that Sebastian ran away. So it's up to you to decide. I'm on the fence. I've got one foot on one side and one foot on the other side. I'm just listening to all the speculations, all the opinions, all the interviews, all reviewing the dispatch conversations. So I haven't really formed an opinion yet, but I'm leaning towards maybe he did run away and met someone or met his demise in that caliber. But again, those scratches on Chris Proudfoot's arms are pretty sketchy. Pretty sketchy to me. And plus, him putting his hands on a little child, backhanding a child, and then, hitting an autistic child with a belt just because he lied or because he forgot his belt. Those were his two different stories that he told. To me, that's not right. So, I don't know. What do you all think? Leave your opinion in the comments below. Love y'all so much. Thank you all for the love, the support, the prayers, the encouragement. I love y'all, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.